Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be matchmaking some of the winners, some of the losers from UFC Apex, obviously. You know, they expanded the Apex, so there's a little more people now, so it sounds better, right? You know, there's a lot more crowd, there's actually chance now. But yeah, anyway, we're going to be matchmaking some of the fights. So the first fighter, I believe, on this list was Manuel Sosa, and he called out Drew Dober, and I think you got to give him Drew Dober. I'll be breaking down like each fight and how I think it'd go. See, Manuel Souza, these guys are kind of similar in their styles, but I feel like Drew Dober is honestly the better striker. I feel like he can set up his power shots better. I feel like he speed and power wise, they're pretty close. It's just Drew Dober has the accuracy advantage. Manuel Sosa doesn't really have the accuracy. He kind of just like throws punches hoping they land. And you know, against some people they've landed before. They've landed against Ruffy, but Ruffy truly has leveled up since then. Um, Durability, we haven't really seen Sosa take a bunch of damage. We did see him, I think he got dropped against Blojin Aki or her a couple times. I can't quite remember. But I really think Drew Dober would probably win this fight by KO. Maybe round 2, round 3. I just think he's the overall better fighter. He has way more experience over Manuel Souza. They're about the same size. They're about the same girth. Yeah, I think Drew Dober would get this fight done within a round and a half, maybe 2 rounds, man. I think he'd actually starch Manuel Souza. He's just more accurate. He can set up his combinations better. So next fighter, I think we got Steven Aspblood. I think he should fight Janata Deniz. Dude, don't tell me that this fight would be awesome, bro. We haven't seen Janata Deniz fight in forever. To be honest, he might have been cut. So if he was cut, we're just like matchmaking him against Aspblood, and he's not even in the UFC anymore. But I think he's still in the UFC. I don't think he got cut. Steven Aspblood, he's obviously coming over that win over Janata Pat. Really good fight. Kind of a war, which he won. He looked good. He looks like classic him, right? And then Janata Deniz, I think he's coming off the loss to Pinko, I can't remember his name. Not a bad loss. I can't even remember the fight, to be honest. It's probably boring. Or maybe he got KO'd. I can't remember. But he's like a kickboxer with really bad grappling. He can be dangerous on the feet. He's kind of one-dimensional, like I said. And I think, honestly, I think Aspblood could get KO'd. Or, nah, I don't think he's going to get KO'd by Deniz. I could see him getting chopped down, but I think Aspblood low-key beats the crap out of Janata, bro. Probably gets a round 2, round 3 TKO. I just don't know if Deniz can handle Steven's pace and pressure, honestly. I think Steven gets a brutal TKO in this fight. A lot of damage. I think I could see him breaking Janata Deniz's nose with the 1-2s. I could see him landing punches around the guard. You know, the leg kicks would worry me a little bit, but I think Steven, he probably would just push through and get a TKO anyway. Moving on to the next fighter, I think we have T.Y. Miller. All right, listen. I know. Why are we putting 2 prospects against each other? Bro, someone's dying. Someone's dying in this fight, bro. Someone's dying. It might be T. Miller. I'm going to call him T.Y. T.Y. might be getting chinned in this fight. Or Michael Oliveira is getting melted, bro. One of the 2 is happening. Obviously, that's like, oh, really? Yeah, obviously, that's what's going to happen in this fight. But, dude, this would be a banger, bro. And the winner, whoever loses, it's like, they're probably going to come back and get a win right after. They're like, I think these guys are both young. And listen, bro, I watched Michael Oliveira fight in the PFL. I remember him fighting this old, like 35 to 40-year-old unk who's like 3 or 4 inches shorter than him. And Michael Oliveira, he must have been injured or something. Maybe he had staph. But it was literally, I thought Michael Oliveira was trash. I was like, this guy sucks, bro. He's never making it to the UFC. And then, obviously, when I saw him fight Oban Elliott, that fight got announced. I was like, oh my gosh, that's that guy. He looks just like, and obviously KO'd Oban Elliott, so he's probably improved, or maybe he had an injury in that fight. But dude, T.Y. Miller, his chin is going to get tested in this fight. It's actually a good test for both these fighters. It's like, for T.Y. Miller, it's going to test his chin, his durability. It's gonna test if he can wither a storm. And for Michael Oliveira, it's like, can you KO someone? What happens if you can't KO someone? Can you still win, like by points? It's gonna test his gas tank. So I think this is actually a really good fight. I think I'd probably. Ooh, dude, this is actually a really close fight because if Michael Oliveira can't get this KO, we don't really know his gas tank, and he did not do that well against that Unk. He kind of gassed out. So, because like I feel like he really got pressure put on him, and he did not do well. So I think I low key think T.Y. Miller gets it done, bro. I don't know. He starts off kind of slow, but when he starts getting his combinations on, dude, he is dangerous. He really puts the pressure. I think he gets it done by decision, man. I don't know. Again, Michael Oliveira, big chance that he just stiffens Ty. Just kills him with one punch. Yeah, that can happen. But Ty, bro, he's good. I could see him putting on the pace and just getting it done. But really close fights, like one of these, like 51% to 49%. Like I would not be surprised if Michael Oliveira just chinned him. Moving on to the next fighter. I think it's Diego Ferreira, I believe. Yeah, Diego Ferreira. He called out Jim Miller. He called out two fighters. He called out Bobby Green and Jim Miller. You're not getting Bobby Green, bro. Listen, Bobby Green's on a 4-fight win streak. You're on a 1. Like, why would he fight you? Bobby Green's arguably should be fighting in the top 15, bro. So, excuse me. Jim Miller versus Diego Ferreira. Honestly, like on the feet, this fight's pretty even on the feet. Like literally 50-50. I think Jim Miller might have more power, but I think Diego Ferreira is a little tougher. And the grapple, this is actually a really good fight. I think they should definitely make this next. They probably don't fight for another year, so I don't know when, like 2027, early 2027. But dude, this fight would be good, man. Shoot, I actually don't know who wins this one. This is actually really close. Obviously, both these guys have really good grappling. I think Jim Miller has more submission threat, while Diego Ferreira might have more ground and pound, more control. Scrambles are going to be crazy, though, for these unks. I don't know. I actually don't know. I feel like I'd probably pick Jim Miller just because he has so much experience. But again, it's like, wow, Diego Ferreira also has experience. You know what I'm saying? Really good fight, man. I actually don't know. I think great call out for Diego Ferreira. I'm just gonna throw a pick for Jim Miller. I think he probably could get it done by decision. But again, bro, like tough fight. This is a tough fight to pick, man. These guys are like basically just the same person but different ethnicities, man. Like they fight the same. They have like the same durability, not exactly the same build. I don't know. You'd probably have to go Diego, but really close fight. Moving on. Yeah, we got Gamrot next. I think a good fight would be Mateus Gamrot versus Renato Moicano. I think Moicano deserves a step up, and because he did just destroy Chris Duncan, I believe that's his name. He destroyed Chris Duncan. Looked dangerous in that fight. Had the submission. Excuse my mouse. I think he submitted him, right? TK, like, dropped and then submitted him. I think that's how it went. Mateus Gamrot, obviously, dude, I think Gamrot might be kind of declining a little bit in his skills, bro. Just a little bit, because it's either that or a hole got exposed in his game by Charles, because this is the second time in a year where someone has just shown that you don't have to really, like, what's a good saying? Like, you don't really have to respect him, you know? Because he's not going to submit you unless you're very bad. Like, Esteban Rubovic does not have the best grappling, and he just exposed him. But I really think, man, this is a good fight, too. I think Moicano probably has the better chance to win. Mateus Gamrot is a little chinny. I think Moicano could expose that, but most likely this ends on the ground. And Moicano has great control on jiu-jitsu, so I think Moicano actually gets this one done. I love Gamrot. I Heart Poland, you know what I'm saying, that song. But I think Moicano gets it done, probably by decision. I don't think he's quite, he could get like a TKO, maybe submission round 3 in the later rounds, but 2-3 later rounds, but I just don't see it. I think Moicano would win by decision. Moving on, we got Quillan Salkilld. You got to give him Benoit. Benoit's one of the guys in the top 5 who really didn't take damage. Obviously, you could have given Paddy Pimblett. Arguably, you should give him Paddy, but I think Paddy's going to be fighting Ilya in October or somewhere like that. Not October, but you know what I'm saying. Later on in the year, or maybe even early 2027. Who knows? So yeah, Benoit Saint-Denis versus Quillan. You have, dude. I think Quillan finishes this guy any way he wants. But it's also a good test because Benoit, he's been up there. He's fought some of the he's been like a staple, right? He's been fighting some of the guys in the top 5 to top 10, and he's been beating the lower end of the top 10, but he loses to majority of the top 5 to top 4 area, right? So this is a great test for Quillan to see his skills because Gamrot, he was a top 5er. He was actually top 6 in the media panel rankings or maybe the meta AI. But yeah, I think Quillan finishes this guy any way he wants. Obviously, maybe Benoit could pose problems in the clinch, but the way Benoit shoots takedowns is so easy to see. He's so slow. The body kick, I think Quillan could do anything he wants to Benoit, bro. You know, obviously Quillan could be maybe chinned by a head kick or something, or maybe pressured against the fence and Benoit knocks him out, but really unlikely. Yeah, I think Quillan, dude, he gets it done any way he wants, really. Realistically, Mike, he will. I think he's the bigger man. He's the better kicker, the better striker, the better grappler. He has better IQ. Gas tank, he probably has better gas tank. Benoit shows up with staff literally like every fight at this point. So, but yeah, that's my prediction video, guys. Prediction video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Who knows what type of content we're gonna be making throughout the week. It is back to school week for me, unfortunately. Lame, I know. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I'll try to keep posting 3 to 4 times a week. I've been doing pretty good this last week, so thank you guys for watching through. Hopefully you guys did. Hopefully I have viewers. That's the goal, right? So if you guys got this far, please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.